I just got back, and I thought I had more time. There was just the tiniest bit dry ice. It goes away so quickly. Thought I had a little bit longer, and well, I guess that gives us a chance to discuss relationships. Had some realizations a few years ago that relationships, they kind of have a life of their own and a life expectancy of their own. And to think of them as being failures because they ended is needless cruelty to oneself. Needless pain in the world to be thinking that if a relationship ends, that it fails. The dinosaurs. The dinosaurs are extinct. And it's not because they failed. Your grandparents didn't die because they failed. In relationships, I don't think that they fail anywhere near as often as they end. So it's kind of like if you pick a flower. Well, if you want to enjoy that flower, you can't put it away in a cupboard and come back to it in a few months. You have a few hours, a few days. That's it. And the same with relationships and with people. Sorry, I choked up there a little bit. Possibly just have a short time. Man, this lighting looks god-awful. Hold on, let's see if we can fix that. How come the lighting settings don't stay the same? Oh, I know, I gotta get a better camera, I gotta get all sorts of stuff. Wouldn't it have looked cool to have some dry ice in the coffee? God, it's another block of dry ice to have around for a day, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, my poor heart. I don't think I can... I don't think I can handle it. That's a little bit better. I mean, got so much to work with, right? No, I was thinking, I was out bike riding, right? The water was really low in this river I rode by. It's almost dry. Makes me think of there's a book called Dance of the Dwarfs by, I can't remember I'll try to put up an image. It's a good little read because, I don't want to spoil it for you. It involves a river going dry, and suddenly something can cross the river that couldn't before. I was just rewatching Midnight Mass, the series. So I caught myself scanning. I was going through like this little wetland area behind the apartment complex, and I'm scanning the bushes and the reeds and on each side. Suddenly hit me that like. I'm looking around at the shadows all over the place. I mean, I'm gonna wreck, man. And then one, I feel silly. Fucking vampires beyond you in a moment. If and I'm looking for vampires and rakes and strigoi and skinwalkers. And then it suddenly, thinking of skinwalkers, I remembered recently I was watching a channel I like called Lore Lodge. And they made note that people on the internet talk about that you're not supposed to say Skinwalker because it brings them towards you somehow. And they were saying, no, listen, no, but not for the reason you think. They were saying that's because Skinwalker isn't the word.
Also, by the way, the whole don't say Skinwalker thing is such internet garbage. You're supposed to not say the Navajo term.
And they made note that, well, they had such respect for the people and the language and the culture involving this that they weren't going to say the word.
The Navajo term doesn't even actually translate to Skinwalker. It translates to it goes on all fours. And no, I will not tell you what it is. That is not my job.
And it suddenly hit me. I'm listening to them, and I'm like, I think I know the word. And it's for such a silly reason. So delightful. It's like I think I was 13 in 1985, so long before the movie Braveheart, right? And my dad has me, he would when he was reading stuff, he would make note of things, and then he'd save them up, and then he'd have me read them aloud to him, and we discuss them. And so I'm reading something to him that he has selected out, and a name comes up, Robert the Bruce, and I told him, is that the same Robert the Bruce who stayed up all night once in like a castle or something, like on the run, and he watched a spider crawling up, trying to swing a web, kept trying to jump and string a web, and it kept failing over and over again all night long, until finally, it got it, and it was able to string up its web, and that inspired him to go on and do something. And my dad was like, how do you know about Robert the Bruce? Because, my dad knew what kind of dummy I was. But more importantly, if Robert the Bruce had ever, I mean, it would have come up. If I knew about Robert the Bruce, we'd have discussed Robert the Bruce at some point. Like, I tried to tell him, like, I read it somewhere, and he's like, no. Where did you read about Robert the Bruce? And I didn't have any other information about Robert the Bruce, so I couldn't fake it. And so I just told him, I read it in a comic book. It was an issue of the New Mutants, and he was like, show me. And I did. It's just so silly to have accidentally gleaned some real bit of knowledge from a silly comic book. And that's like the Skinwalker thing. Okay. I don't know if this is the word. I haven't looked it up. I want to look it up, but I want to look it up after. Because maybe this isn't the word. Maybe I'm just being silly. But are you not supposed to say Naaldlooshii? Is that the word? Naaldlooshii!
In the same way that Wendigoon really doesn't like it when I hold this book up, I really don't like it when people say that word around me.
Yep. Listen, Your Honor, lady. If there's a Naaldlooshii on the jury, I'll.
It is so funny how upset he gets about this silly little book.
There's not even one Naaldlooshii on the jury. Who am I offending? Who am I offending out here? Naaldlooshii. Is that the word? Is that the word? Oh, because I only know it because of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I don't know, you had him last.
You can't say that. You're gonna get in trouble.
You see, Naaldlooshii, translated, means he who trots here and there on all fours.
So, any animal.
Those guys have so granted so much goddamn joy in my life.
Naaldlooshii.
Yeah, boy, Naaldlooshii for me too. Yeah.
So if it's not Naaldlooshii, then I'm sorry. And if it is, actually, I'm not that sorry. Shouldn't that be reversed?
And Natalie,
Naaldlooshii, baby.
you make sure none of the Indian workers see this.
Like Rajipur or Amir, okay?
Searcher Jack checking in. I looked it up. I was pronouncing it wrong. Oh, so wrong you'd scarcely recognize it. But I was right. Oh, it's just from Mystery Science Theater episode Werewolf.
Here's the wind-up and the pitch.
Werewolf? Skinwalker?
Skinwalker.
Texas Skin Ranger.
Here, I looked it up, and the first thing that comes up is this little video that details the pronunciation.
How to pronounce Naaldlooshii.
Links in the description.
And Natalie,
Naaldlooshii, baby.
Naaldlooshii.
Please forgive my mispronunciation. I've been trying. I can't get my mouth around the syllables. I'm trying, though. I'm trying.
The Navajo claim that they can tell whether Naaldlooshii is close by the sudden sound of all kinds of peculiar noises, and particularly the loud barking of dogs.
It might just be the Bumpus' dogs. We're not sure.
Listen, if it pisses you off, I understand if you don't want cannibals around you. Nobody wants cannibals around them. Just ask anybody who's neighbors of the Aztecs. Get everybody pissed at me.
Naaldlooshii is a human witch who wears the skins of fierce animals, such as a coyote or wolf or bear.
Rabbit, caterpillar.
But are you really worried that a witch that wears the skins of fierce animals? Come on. Anyway, I'm trying not to spill on the bike by looking out for everything. But still, keep an eye out. It's still a gibbous moon, but it is waning.
The full moon doggedly refuses to wane.
It's like you're not supposed to actually say the name of God. Oh, because by saying Yahweh, you're suddenly doing something wrong. That's a little weird. How the hell? How are you supposed to address the goddamn package right if you're not supposed to use the name? Silly. If you've looked up the if you've looked into the Nag-Hammadi library at all, right? The Dead Sea Scrolls, huh? The lost extra stuff? Well, if you looked into that, well, you'll see that Yahweh is a pretender god, a usurper, because Yahweh was created by, of course, a female creator deity. Who else is going to give birth to anything? Sorry. Coming in a little hot there for some reason. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. There was a comment on one of my videos saying that I'm not God, that I'm not the living God, Ammon Ra. That somehow, I think somebody took offense at that. Well, number one, actually, I have numbers. I've heard so many people talk about that we're all God. We can't be separated from God. So which is it? And the same person said that it was a gimmick. A gimmick. That a living God, Ammon Ra, bit is a gimmick. Listen here, folks. Origin story time. I'll tell the whole story another time, but the the reason it's kind of held on is that it came from a dream, and it wasn't from me. Although, you know, I guess that depends on what you think dreams are, right? And it was no conscious thing. I had to look up what the hell Ammon Ra was. I didn't. In the dream, the delegation from Egypt calls together the world press. Has me sitting there on the stage. They got like they got charts and stuff showing how they've come to the determination somehow that I was the descendant of Ra. Which, listen, sitting up there, it seemed flaky to me. It seemed flaky to me, but it turns out, and this may have been the point of my brain showing me this dream anyway. It turns out that when they're naming you God, well, your philosophical opposition to theocracies kind of takes a back seat. I started thinking about like having a pyramid built in my honor. Okay, Editor Jack again. Now, likely I'm gonna be retelling my origin story again in the future, and I don't want anybody thinking that I was expanding on it at all. I want to make sure they get all the little notes. The reason that the excuse that the delegation from Egypt was giving the world press, why they were naming me as the living God Ammon Ra, was that they were trying to revitalize their economy, you see, and they figured that, well, in the days of pharaonic Egypt, well, things were going good for Egypt, and so they thought maybe they could sort of give a boost to their economy by, you know, installing a living God. Okay by me. Oh man, and then the dream switches, right? Suddenly, hard cuts, and it's me and like a few friends, and we've dodged the Secret Service that they've got, you know, trying to protect me and take me back to Egypt. Well, in the meantime, they've got us put up in this palatial hotel, and we've dodged them somehow, and I'm running around in the stairwell of the hotel. My friends are desperately like grab hold of me. They're like, Jack, we have things we have to do stuff. We have to call people. We've got things we've got to arrange. And I told them, guys, we don't have any more problems. I am the living God, Ammon Ra. And then I woke up, and man, at the time, I was working in a gigantic printing factory. And I thought, waking up like, oh, no, this is gonna suck so bad. But in the dream, I was just me. Nothing special, nothing additional, nothing. I didn't get any special powers by being God, and that was another thing about the dream, a contemplation on what it means for there to be living gods on the earth. You know, like the Shah of Persia or the pharaohs of Egypt. That their power was not divinely delivered to them; it was given to them by the masses. That goes for all gods. And so, because it was just me in the dream, I getting ready for work, going to work, and I just can't shake the feeling. I can't shake it. Living God, living God, I like the sound of that. While I'm at work. I'm tending these monstrous clanking machines that are feeding off of a giant turbine-driven multi-story tower of a printing press, right? As they come down, if anything gets a holy shit, everything's jammed up. I'm alone down there grabbing at shit and trying to get machines working, and they're screaming at me. The pressmen are screaming at me. I goes, what the fuck are you doing down there? And I stop. Machines spitting out paper all around me. I said, do you have any idea who you're yelling at? I am the living god, Ammon Ra. And I went back to get the machines and fix them. We're yelling at me after that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It must seem so fucking insane. But anyway, I kept thinking, you know, dream, You mean a vision while I was asleep? Like you religiosos like to put it? Well, if it's good for one religion, I think it's good for another. Good enough for me. I've tried to renounce it too. I've tried to change my name. I tried to change myself to Upawat, opener of the ways. Nobody bought it. Nobody bought it because it didn't have the sanction of the dream. And getting rid of it didn't have the sanction of the dream. I'm the living god of Ammon Ra, whether I like it or not. God damn it. Man. There's one time a friend was trying to like send me something. He said, hey, how come I don't have your email? Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Why don't you have my email? And he said, well, tell me what it is. And I said, well, it's the living god Ammon Ra. I said, I'm typing that in. And I'm like, oh, you have to type the living god all together. It's like, fuck you. And I'm like, what? That's the title, man. That's the title. I got... people, every so often, they'll try to, like, what, you want people to, you can't just change your name. I said, I didn't change my name. You think Barack Obama's name is the president? His name's Barack Obama. He happens to be the president, or he used to be the president. My name isn't the living god Ammon Ra. My name is Jack. Living god Ammon Ra is my title, you idiot. Hey, Editor Jack here. Ammon Ra, fascinatingly, you see, Amun, the creator deity, made love to his own fist and spewed forth the universe. A deity I can really get behind. But Ra is the sun in the sky. Right? So what's this Ammon Ra bit? And by the way, Amun, well, that's where Amen comes from. Every prayer is addressed to Amun. hard to sort through them. Though, too many. So later in the dynasties, for various socio-political reasons, these two were combined into a singular entity, Ammon Ra. Now, usually it's spelled A-M-U-N, but that's not how I spelled it in the dream. I was trying to write it down later, and I was like, well, what Ammon Ra? What is that? And so I spelled it A-M-M-O-N, and then space R-A is Ammon Ra. And it turns out, well, that's one of the acceptable spellings, but notably, to me, it was, when I went back through the old comic books, the listing in the Marvel Universe comics, which was like an encyclopedic listing of stuff long ago in the late 80s. Well, they had the Egyptian deities listed. And chief among them, Ammon Ra, spelled the way... Clearly, subconsciously, that's where my brain picked up the spelling of Ammon Ra. I had no idea about the other weird stuff about it. I had to look that up. Anyway, back to the video. Anyway, is it Naaldlooshii or ain't it?
Naaldlooshii.
We also can tell when a man is Naaldlooshii. He takes on a series of strange body habits, like sleeping like a coyote nose to anus.
What? It's fun!
If it is, it's just reassuring to have picked up a little piece of something real. out of something delivered as if it wasn't real. I guess. I don't know why that makes... I don't know. I got a regimen of in schools, right? There's the idea of the 3 R's, right? Reading, writing, arithmetic. Which sounds silly, but everybody knows what you mean by 3 R's. They all start with an R sound. The fact that only one of them actually starts with an R, relax. The 3 R's. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. All right. Well, I came up with, because this is how I convey information and how I try to cement things for myself and for others. I'll call it the 3 F's. Physics, philosophy, and fiction. Now, only one of them starts with an F, but all of them start with an F sound, so I think we can all relax a little bit. Fiction, not in terms of lying. Fiction in terms of a story crafted that, well, fiction is such a useful tool, because sometimes the thing that you're talking about is hard to actually locate, or locate in one place in the world and time. But you can use fiction to kind of grab things together and get across a point. It's kind of like the Stargate of the movie Stargate. That thing is a piece of storytelling technology. My God, what an invention. It should be bowed down to. I want spaceships and pyramids. How soon can you give them to me? Instantaneously, if you want. Fuck yeah. Yeah, bow down to the Stargate. Goddamn right. Good, man, that's good storytelling technology. Anyway, I don't know if I had a point anywhere in here. Oh yeah, Naaldlooshii.
Naaldlooshii.
Like what is it? Is it like a Candyman, Bloody Mary, Beetlejuice thing? Naaldlooshii? Or is it more like a Candlejack? Yeah, you know where I've been. Man, I've been rejected by a Joan Jett worshipping polyfidelist San Franciscan commune. I don't need to put up with Candlejack's bullshit. Candlejack-ass, more like it. Hey, I'm a cheap date. No one likes getting stood up. Oh boy. Now, there's something about...
So, how do they stop them?
Well, if I remember correctly, they call him a hatati. He's a medicine man protecting.
That's all I got for now.
The hatati comes in to try to get the Naaldlooshii.
Using hoochie coochie hiki
But
baki.
he's too late.
Where the hell is the stop button?
The most stubborn full moon in the history of the world.
Tell me I'm not Ammon Ra. Well, I'm not Ammon Ra. I'm the living god Ammon Ra. It's a different thing, man. Get your shit straight!